Thank you for being here. I'm sorry. There's just so much to unpack.
How
I'm
are you,
losing
Benny?
my mind. I'm losing my mind, Rudy. Over all this, we were right, dude. We were right. You were right in Georgia.
Yep.
You were 100% confirmed right.
100%.
Gabbard and all that. So I don't even know where to begin here. Maybe we should start there.
100% right about Georgia. I think so far everything else that's come out. I'll tell you a little about Epstein, though, if you want.
Please. Oh,
I
please.
represented the president when the Epstein stuff was first going to come out. So myself and our team investigated it thoroughly, and we were ready for it. We were ready for some misstatement about it, or because they screwed up, so many other things. Yeah. I can tell you beyond any doubt that there is no connection between Donald Trump and the criminal part of Jeffrey Epstein. In fact, there's very little connection except when they were very young. And the story of how he threw him out is actually even tougher than he remembers it. I mean, he basically did it. Two of the women from the massage place at Mar-a-Lago came to him. Now, this is way back in 06, 07. And one of them was afraid to come to him because Epstein had been bothering her. So she went to the person in charge, and the person in charge said, well, you have no idea what Mr. Trump is like. And the lady was frightened. And they go up, and she tells him, Mr. Epstein is being inappropriate with me. He said, what? And he looks at the older woman. He says, is it really bad? And she said, yeah, it's really bad. It's not sex, but it's really bad, touching and stuff. He said, okay, let me show you what I'm going to do. Calls up Epstein, doesn't get him on the phone. He leaves a message. He said, this is Donald Trump, and probably calls him by his last name. Epstein, come by the golf course later today. All your stuff is there. And don't you ever show your face at the golf course of Mar-a-Lago again. Boom, hangs up. Then he calls up his director of security, puts him on the phone and says, this guy's out. Collect all his stuff. I don't think we have any lockers at Mar-a-Lago. If he does, get rid of everything he's got. But go over to the golf course. He has a locker there. Take everything, put it in it, make it nice so he can't complain. Give him everything. If there's any doubt, give it to him. Then put his picture up and don't let him in ever again. Ever. That's the last time he really ever thought about Epstein until this came up. Mm-hmm. And the connection between them earlier was, I wouldn't call him a friend. I'd call him one of 1,000 people that he knew and went out with here and again. Now, you remember Trump is the image of Trump as like the nighttime sort of man about town in New York was not true. Of course, he got pictures like that because he was so famous in Page Six and that sort of thing. Trump is a guy who goes home and sleeps at night, doesn't drink and he doesn't smoke. Doesn't make him a lot of fun at those parties. Right? Nor does he have a lot of fun at those parties. When I was campaigning with him, which was 5 months straight in a row, he did that because he had to. I mean, we would fly from halfway around America so he could go sleep in his bed. Every time I had a cigar, I'd have to go sneak out somewhere. And so this is a totally, and then of course Mueller didn't have it. And which tells you, I mean, they scrubbed everything. They brought out parking tickets he got at 14 years old, by driving too early. I mean, they were ready to prosecute for jaywalking. So we were his lawyers then were 100% confident that even in the screwed up, dishonest system we had, the Biden system, they never dare to do Epstein because we could sue their ass off. And that's the truth to today. He had nothing to do with that part of Epstein that even gets close to criminal. Tragically, so do many other people, and some don't. So you look at a list, you got 20 perfectly innocent people who maybe were his clients in business, or hey, maybe they were Democrats who were trying to get money out of him. He was a big Democratic fundraiser. Or maybe they were guys who went to the island. That's where you got to look. I mean, and even then, you're not going to get all. There are people that went to that island that had no idea what he was. They thought he was a playboy with girls. Sometimes they would say girls who were too young, but they didn't mean They meant seven. They didn't mean 17 and 16 and 15. They meant like 20 and 21 and 22. And there were the group that knew about the 12 and 13-year-olds. It'd be really hard to distinguish them unless you, and that's why there's so much difficulty here. You're going to destroy lots of people. A lot of people don't have the affirmative defense that Trump had. I mean, Trump went out of his way to throw him out of Mar-a-Lago. There are a lot of people, if God forbid it ever came, then other people could call. We probably get 100 witnesses. And, but most people can't. Most people, their name is there. Maybe he was a client. And nobody else knows what their relationship was with him. So I don't want to see any of these pedophiles go free. I'm not a Democrat, like in California, that reduced the penalties on pedophiles. They're the ones who like the pedophiles, not us. But on the other hand, it's a horrible thing if you have a man under suspicion of being a pedophile and he's not. That's a terrible thing.
So many follow-up questions, but you're exactly right. Like a good example of this is Elon Musk, who was smeared all day on Friday because he had one email exchange with Jeffrey Epstein where he effectively told him to screw off, right? But just his name just being there, zero evidence that Jeffrey Epstein even ever met Elon Musk. Elon Musk denies it entirely, but just his name there was enough. Meanwhile, you have Bill Gates. I mean, I want to ask you about this Clinton stuff, because
I can't say that. I don't know. I haven't seen.
Yeah.
But if you're getting into
the photos, so we got the photos. If we just put up the photos,
category of there's a lot of smoke, and it may or may not be fire. That there you are. There's a lot of smoke with Clinton. Merely going to the island puts you in a little more of a suspect category, right? Going or not going to that island would put you in a more suspect category. And then the crazy photos of the touching of girls, some of the testimony that might be true or untrue. So if you want to go around with a large degree of circumstantial evidence, Clinton's got that. Am I going to say for sure? I don't know. I'm a defense lawyer as well as a prosecutor, and I don't say for sure until I see the definitive evidence. I haven't seen that. Mm-hmm. I've seen lots of stuff that raises extraordinarily serious questions, but I haven't seen the definitive proof. Now, let's go to Trump. I've seen stuff that proves he's innocent. Yeah. I mean, you don't throw him out of Mar-a-Lago if he has stuff on you. And that's ridiculous. The guy, I'm sure that Epstein had a file on people to protect himself, and if he were doing something inappropriate with Trump, he would have kept it. And when Trump started saying bad things about him, he would have threatened him, and would have kept his mouth shut. I mean, that's another thing I can actually prove. If we ever have to prove it, I can have people testify that is absolutely true. That he kept the file, and that people had to be real careful what they said about him, and Trump was not careful about what he said about him at all, nor is it Elon Musk.